Imagine a world where the fate of empires was decided by the draw of a bowstring. From the rudimentary tools of the past to the sophisticated drones of today, the evolution of warfare is a testament to human ingenuity. How have strategies transformed over millennia to shape our very societies? The roots of warfare trace back to around 5000 BC, a time when early humans relied on basic tools and tactics. As communities formed, so did the need for defense, leading to the creation of simple weapons like spears and slings. As societies progressed into the Bronze Age, approximately 3000 BC, warfare became more organized. The introduction of metal weapons marked a significant turning point, allowing for stronger arms and armor. The rise of empires, such as the Egyptians and Mesopotamians, saw warfare evolve further. Chariots became essential for mobility, and military strategies began incorporating cavalry units, changing the dynamics of battle. By 500 BC, the Greeks introduced the phalanx formation, revolutionizing infantry warfare. This tight-knit formation allowed soldiers to support one another, significantly increasing their effectiveness in battles. The Roman Empire further advanced military strategies, utilizing advancements in engineering. They constructed roads and fortifications, allowing for quicker mobilization of troops and resources across vast territories. As gunpowder emerged in the Middle Ages, warfare underwent another transformation. Cannons and firearms became prevalent, changing the landscape of battlefields and tactics significantly. The introduction of the musket in the 16th century marked a pivotal moment in warfare. Armies began to adopt linear tactics, firing volleys to maximize their firepower and effectiveness on the battlefield. As industrialization took hold in the 19th century, warfare was further transformed with the introduction of railways and telegraphs. These innovations allowed armies to communicate and move faster than ever before. World War I saw the birth of modern warfare, with trench warfare and the use of tanks on the battlefield. These new strategies reflected the need for adaptation in an era marked by unprecedented destruction. The interwar years brought innovations like aircraft and submarines, fundamentally altering naval and aerial warfare. The skies became battlefields, and the oceans were dominated by stealth and speed. World War II accelerated the technological advancements in warfare. The introduction of radar and atomic bombs changed military capabilities and strategies on an unprecedented scale. The Cold War era introduced nuclear deterrence and proxy wars, where conflict was waged through indirect means. This period marked a strategic shift towards psychological and economic warfare. Entering the 21st century, the rise of cyber warfare and drones has transformed the battlefield once again. Strategies now rely heavily on technology, surveillance, and precision strikes. The ongoing evolution of warfare raises important questions about ethics and the future of conflict. As technology continues to advance, what might the next generation of warfare look like? The history of warfare is a mirror reflecting human progress, creativity, and the darker sides of our nature. As we move forward, understanding this evolution helps us appreciate the complexities of conflict in our modern world. As empires expanded, so did their military strategies. The introduction of the chariot around 2000 BC revolutionized battlefields, allowing warriors to strike swiftly and retreat. These horse-drawn vehicles were instrumental in the conquests of civilizations like the Hittites and Egyptians, marking a significant evolution in warfare tactics. By the time the Greeks emerged, phalanx formations changed the landscape of warfare. Soldiers standing shoulder to shoulder created a wall of shields and spears, allowing armies to advance in unison. This disciplined approach showcased the importance of strategy and organization over sheer numbers in combat. The advent of gunpowder in the 9th century AD brought an unprecedented shift in combat dynamics. With its introduction, cannons and firearms began to dominate battlefields, rendering traditional armor and tactics obsolete. Warfare was no longer just a test of strength, but also a clash of technological prowess. The 30 Years' War, spanning from 1618 to 1648, stands as a testament to the devastation wrought by gunpowder warfare. This conflict reshaped Europe as nations grappled with the shifting power dynamics. The destructive power of artillery changed tactics, leading to long sieges and high casualties. The Industrial Revolution further transformed warfare, introducing technologies like railways and telegraphs. Armies could mobilize faster and communicate more effectively. This period also saw the mass production of weapons, changing how battles were fought and increasing the scale of conflicts. World War I marked a profound shift in warfare, with trench warfare becoming the norm. Soldiers faced unimaginable conditions, fighting in muddy, disease-ridden trenches. The stalemate of trench warfare necessitated new tactics, including the use of tanks and airplanes, showcasing the constant need for innovation and strategies. The introduction of aerial warfare during World War I opened new dimensions in conflict. Airplanes initially served reconnaissance roles but quickly evolved into platforms for bombing enemy positions. This aerial perspective changed the way wars were fought and strategized, ushering in a new era of military engagement. World War II intensified the race for technological supremacy in warfare. The introduction of radar, advanced tanks, and aircraft carriers changed naval and ground battles. The war showcased how technology could determine the outcomes of conflicts, leading to unprecedented levels of destruction. The horrors of nuclear warfare were cemented with the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. This not only ended World War II, but also ushered in the nuclear age, redefining global power dynamics. The sheer destructive capability of nuclear weapons raised ethical questions about warfare's future. The Cold War era saw a strategic stalemate characterized by the threat of mutual assured destruction. Both sides, armed with nuclear arsenals, engaged in proxy wars across the globe. This period highlighted the idea that military might could be a deterrent rather than a necessity in conflict. The Gulf War in the early 1990s showcased the effectiveness of precision warfare, utilizing advanced technologies like GPS and satellite imaging. Coalition forces achieved swift victories with minimal casualties. This marked a significant shift towards high-tech warfare, emphasizing precision over brute force. As the world entered the 21st century, warfare began to incorporate unmanned systems. Drones emerged as pivotal tools for surveillance and targeted strikes, changing the face of combat. Their ability to operate remotely raised questions about the ethics of warfare and the distance between combatants. Cyber warfare has introduced a new battlefront where hacking and information control can cripple nations without a single shot being fired. Cyber attacks have become strategic weapons, emphasizing the importance of cybersecurity in the modern world. This evolution illustrates how conflict now spans both physical and digital realms. As nations invest in artificial intelligence, the future of warfare is set to evolve dramatically. Autonomous weapons systems could change the decision-making processes in conflict. This raises profound ethical dilemmas about accountability and the role of human judgment in warfare. Understanding the evolution of warfare is crucial, as it reflects broader human behaviors and societal changes. Each advancement in weaponry and strategy reveals our continuous struggle between conflict and resolution. This journey through time illustrates not only our capacity for destruction, but also our potential for peace and cooperation. The lessons learned from past conflicts shape today's military strategies and foreign policies. Leaders often look back at historical precedents, assessing the outcomes of previous wars to inform their decisions. This historical perspective remains vital in navigating the complexities of modern geopolitics. As we examine the evolution of warfare, it becomes clear that each era reflects the technological, political, and ethical landscapes of its time. This ongoing transformation challenges us to reconsider the very nature of conflict and the methods we employ in resolving disputes. The emergence of terrorism as a tactic in warfare highlights the shifting nature of conflict in the modern era. As non-state actors gain influence, Traditional military strategies are often rendered less effective. Understanding this shift requires a reevaluation of how we approach security and defense. Globalization has further complicated the landscape of warfare. As nations become more interconnected, the ripple effects of conflicts can be felt worldwide. This interconnectedness raises new challenges, as local disputes can escalate into international crises, necessitating a global perspective on security. The role of media in modern warfare cannot be understated. News coverage and social media shape public perception and influence military actions. This new battlefield of information highlights the importance of narratives and the power of communication in shaping conflicts. As nations strive to develop advanced military technologies, ethical considerations come to the forefront. The use of drones and autonomous systems raises questions about accountability and the potential for unintended consequences in warfare. These dilemmas challenge us to find a balance between innovation and morality. International laws and treaties aim to regulate warfare, yet compliance remains a significant challenge. The Geneva Conventions established guidelines for humane conduct during war, but violations still occur. The evolution of warfare necessitates constant updates to these laws to address modern conflict dynamics. The future of warfare may see the rise of hybrid warfare, blending conventional and unconventional tactics. This approach combines regular military operations with irregular forces and cyber capabilities, creating a complex battlefield landscape. Adapting to these changes will be crucial for national defense strategies. As the global community faces new threats, cooperation and diplomacy have become essential for conflict resolution. Engaging in dialogue and building alliances can mitigate the need for warfare. This evolution reminds us that fostering understanding is as vital as developing military capabilities. The final thoughts on warfare's evolution remind us that every strategic shift carries lessons for future generations. The history of conflict reveals not just the horrors of war, but also the human capacity for resilience, innovation, and ultimately peace. The journey through warfare reflects our ongoing dialogue with history and humanity. As we stand at the precipice of another evolution in warfare, it is crucial to learn from the past. Each advancement in strategy and technology informs our understanding of conflict in the modern world. By reflecting on history, we can hope to craft a future where peace prevails over war. As civilizations expanded, so did the complexity of warfare. The introduction of cavalry revolutionized battle tactics, providing speed and maneuverability that foot soldiers could not match. Ancient empires employed these mounted warriors to strike swiftly and decisively, forever changing the dynamics of conflict. By the 5th century BC, Greek warfare underwent yet another transformation. With the phalanx formation, this tightly knit unit of heavily armed infantrymen allowed for unprecedented coordination and defensive strength. The phalanx became a symbol of Greek military might, influencing tactics for centuries. As the Romans rose to power, they introduced siege warfare techniques, utilizing advanced engineering to breach enemy fortifications. They built siege towers, battering rams, and constructed intricate camps, demonstrating that successful warfare often depended on logistical planning and engineering prowess. The Middle Ages saw the emergence of gunpowder, a game changer in warfare. Cannons and firearms began to replace traditional siege weapons, altering the landscape of battlefields. The explosive power of gunpowder diminished the effectiveness of castles and fortresses, marking the start of a new era in military strategy. The Hundred Years' War exemplified the shift from traditional to more modern tactics. The English longbowmen, with their rapid rate of fire, outmatched heavily armored knights. This marked a pivotal moment in which foot soldiers could effectively challenge the dominance of cavalry. In the 17th century, the introduction of linear tactics revolutionized formations in battle. Armies began organizing in lines, allowing for volleys of musket fire. This tactic maximized firepower and marked a significant shift away from the chaotic battles of the past. The Napoleonic Wars showcased the importance of mobility and strategic planning. Napoleon's use of course system emphasized rapid troop movements and the element of surprise, leading to stunning victories. This period marked a turning point in the organization and execution of warfare. World War I introduced trench warfare, fundamentally altering the nature of combat. The static lines of trenches resulted in a grueling stalemate, where soldiers faced horrific conditions. This era highlighted the devastating consequences of industrialized warfare and the need for new strategies. The interwar years saw the emergence of armored warfare and the blitzkrieg tactics of World War II. Tanks and mechanized infantry created a new pace of warfare, emphasizing speed and coordination. This approach reshaped how battles were fought and won. The Cold War era brought about a different kind of conflict, emphasizing psychological and asymmetrical warfare. Superpowers engaged in proxy wars, espionage, and the arms race, where technological supremacy was key. This period highlighted the shift toward non-traditional warfare strategies. As technology advanced into the 21st century, drones and cyber warfare emerged as critical components of modern conflict. Unmanned aerial vehicles allow for precision strikes, minimizing risk to personnel. This shift signifies a new age in which technology drives warfare strategies. The rise of information warfare reflects the evolution of combat. Social media and digital platforms have become battlegrounds for influence, shaping perceptions and public opinion. This new front illustrates the importance of narrative in modern conflicts. In recent conflicts, the integration of artificial intelligence has started to redefine military strategies. AI systems analyze vast amounts of data, predicting enemy movements and optimizing resources. This technological leap raises ethical questions about the future of warfare. As we reflect on the evolution of warfare, it becomes clear that each phase brought new challenges and innovations. The integration of technology has transformed not only how wars are fought, but also their implications for society and governance. The lessons learned from history remind us of the complex relationship between conflict and humanity. The narrative of warfare, from bows to drones, reflects humanity's quest for power, safety, and survival. Each advancement in weaponry and strategy not only signifies a response to threats, but also leaves a lasting mark on civilization. As strategies continue to evolve, so too does our understanding of the human condition. As we approach the future, the implications of advanced technologies in warfare beckon a new era. The potential for autonomous systems raises questions about accountability and moral responsibility in combat. These developments will shape the next chapter in the story of human conflict. In this ongoing evolution, the impact of warfare on civilian life cannot be overlooked. As conflicts become more complex, understanding their repercussions on societies becomes imperative. Historical insights can guide strategies towards peace and conflict resolution in the modern world. The evolution of warfare is not merely a tale of weapons and strategies. It is a narrative of human resilience and adaptation. As societies respond to threats, they innovate and transform. This enduring cycle continues to shape our contemporary lives and the world around us, reflecting both our vulnerabilities and strengths. As the global landscape continues to change, the lessons of history beckon us to engage with the future thoughtfully. The evolution of warfare teaches that each generation must strive for a balance between security and peace, a balance that remains ever fragile yet essential for collective advancement. The paths of warfare have carved deep scars on human history, yet they also offer insights into cooperation and unity. In understanding past conflicts, societies can transcend their differences and work toward collaborative solutions. The future of warfare may hinge on our ability to learn from the past. As we delve deeper into the complexities of modern warfare, it becomes vital to advocate for peace-building initiatives. Understanding the roots of conflict, promoting dialogue, and fostering mutual respect can create a foundation for enduring peace. The evolution of warfare serves as a reminder that conflict is not the only path. In closing, the story of warfare is a reflection of humanity's highs and lows. Each chapter in history reveals the intricate dance between conflict and cooperation. As we navigate the complexities of our times, may we strive for a future where understanding prevails, ushering in an era of lasting peace. The evolution of warfare continues to challenge and inspire us. As we reflect on our shared history, we are reminded that each era shapes our collective future. Let us honor this journey by fostering understanding, dialogue, and peace in a world still learning from its past. As civilization advanced, so did the complexity of warfare strategies. The introduction of the phalanx formation marked a turning point, allowing soldiers to fight as a cohesive unit. This method transformed battle dynamics, emphasizing discipline and teamwork over individual valor. By the time of the Roman Empire, warfare innovations continued to flourish. The use of siege engines, such as the ballista and catapult, revolutionized how cities were attacked. These machines extended the reach of armies, allowing them to breach formidable fortifications. The Middle Ages heralded the rise of chivalry and the mounted knight. Armored cavalry units became the backbone of armies, showcasing the importance of mobility and shock tactics in battles. This era also saw the development of fortified castles and the emergence of gunpowder. The introduction of firearms in the 15th century marked a profound change in warfare. Gunpowder weapons like muskets and cannons shifted the focus from melee combat to ranged warfare, changing battle formations and tactics significantly. The 19th century brought industrialization, which revolutionized military logistics. Railroads and telegraphs allowed for rapid troop movements and enhanced communication, enabling armies to coordinate strategies across vast distances like never before. World War I showcased the horrors of modern warfare, introducing trench warfare and chemical weapons. The brutal stalemates on the Western Front revealed the devastating impact of industrialized killing and the need for new strategies to break deadlocks. The advent of World War II saw the introduction of blitzkrieg tactics, which emphasized speed and surprise. Combining air power and fast-moving ground forces, these strategies led to rapid victories and changed the nature of military engagement forever. The Cold War era introduced a new form of warfare characterized by proxy conflicts and nuclear deterrence. The fear of mutually assured destruction shifted strategies away from direct confrontation, leading to espionage and indirect engagements. The Gulf War in the early 1990s marked the first significant use of precision-guided munitions. This shift towards technology-driven warfare allowed for targeted strikes with minimal collateral damage, changing military tactics and ethical considerations in combat. As we entered the 21st century, the rise of unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones, transformed battlefield dynamics once more. These machines not only provide surveillance, but can also deliver strikes with pinpoint accuracy, reshaping modern military strategies. Cyber warfare has emerged as a critical battleground, where information and data security are paramount. Nations now engage in battles of information, with cyber attacks capable of crippling infrastructure and altering the course of conflicts without a single shot being fired. Moreover, the integration of artificial intelligence into military operations is pushing the boundaries of warfare strategies. AI systems are being developed to predict enemy movements, optimize logistics, and even control autonomous weapons, leading to ethical dilemmas. The evolution of warfare continues to be influenced by cultural factors as well. Different societies approach combat and conflict in unique ways, shaping their military traditions and strategies to fit their values and historical experiences. Furthermore, the role of women in warfare has transformed dramatically over the centuries. From being seen as non-combatants to taking on pivotal roles in modern military operations, women have increasingly changed the narrative of warfare. International laws and conventions, such as the Geneva Conventions, have been established to regulate warfare and protect human rights during conflicts. These agreements reflect society's evolving understanding of the humanitarian implications of war. As warfare evolves, so does the technology of peacekeeping. Unmanned vehicles, surveillance systems, and advanced communication tools are now utilized to monitor ceasefire agreements and ensure compliance, showcasing a shift toward proactive peace efforts. The ongoing conflicts around the globe highlight the persistent challenges of warfare. From insurgencies to state-sponsored aggression, the nature of these conflicts often reflects deep-rooted political, economic, and social issues. Peace movements and anti-war activism have gained momentum in recent years as societies grapple with the consequences of prolonged conflicts. These movements emphasize dialogue, diplomacy, and the importance of addressing root causes of wars. As technology continues to advance, the ethical implications of future warfare strategies come into question. The potential for autonomous weapons raises concerns about accountability and the morality of machines deciding life and death. Simultaneously, the global landscape is witnessing a shift in military alliances and power dynamics. Emerging powers are altering the traditional balance, suggesting that the evolution of warfare will continue in unpredictable ways. As we look to the future, understanding the evolution of warfare is crucial to navigating the complexities of global peace and security. The interplay of historical lessons with modern innovations offers insights that can shape our approach to conflicts ahead. The concept of asymmetric warfare has become increasingly relevant, where conventional armies face non-traditional foes. These conflicts challenge established military doctrines and require innovative strategies for success. Moreover, warfare's impact extends beyond the battlefield, heavily influencing global economic and political landscapes. Military spending and conflict zones can destabilize regions, affecting millions of lives. As nations develop new warfare technologies, the race for military supremacy intensifies. Countries strive to innovate while balancing ethical considerations, leading to a complex relationship between progress and responsibility. The role of media in shaping perceptions of warfare has also evolved. From propaganda films to instant social media updates, how wars are reported can influence public opinion and policy decisions. Additionally, the psychological impact of warfare on soldiers and civilians has garnered increasing attention. Understanding mental health and trauma has become integral in post-conflict recovery and support systems. Future conflicts may also see the role of space in warfare become more pronounced. As nations look to protect their satellite systems, the potential for space-based military engagements looms on the horizon. Finally, the lessons learned from past conflicts underscore the vital importance of diplomacy. Negotiations and peace treaties often pave the way for lasting resolutions, reminding us that warfare should always be a last resort. As we continue to witness the evolution of warfare, humanity's capacity for innovation and adaptation plays a crucial role. The challenges we face today will shape how future generations engage with conflict and strive for peace. The intertwining of technology and warfare is not just about advancements. It reflects a deeper human condition. The quest for security and dominance often comes at a significant cost, raising questions about the future of global stability. In this complex landscape, the role of ordinary people in times of conflict cannot be overlooked. Their resilience and ability to adapt are often the backbone that supports peace efforts and community rebuilding after wars. As we move forward, international cooperation will be crucial in addressing the challenges of warfare. Global partnerships aimed at conflict prevention can pave the way for a more peaceful world. Warfare's evolution is not solely a military concern. It touches every aspect of society, from culture to economy. Understanding these connections allows societies to better prepare for the future. As the landscape of warfare continues to change, so must our approaches to education and training. Adapting military education to incorporate new technologies will shape future leaders and their strategies in conflicts. The challenge of balancing national security with civil liberties grows more complex in the digital age. As surveillance technology becomes more prevalent, discussions about privacy and rights are ever more critical. While technology has transformed warfare, the human element remains crucial. Leadership, decision-making, and ethical considerations in military operations continue to shape the outcomes of conflicts. In the realm of public perception, the portrayal of warfare in media influences societal attitudes toward military actions. Films, news, and social media narratives shape how conflicts are understood and responded to. The increasing complexity of global threats necessitates innovative diplomatic solutions. Addressing root causes of conflict through diplomacy is essential for sustainable peace. As we explore the future of warfare, education and public understanding will be crucial. Informing citizens about the realities of war can foster a more informed and engaged society. The continual evolution of military strategies requires constant adaptation and reflection. Lessons learned from both past and current conflicts inform future approaches to warfare and peacekeeping. Communities affected by warfare often emerge with unique perspectives on conflict resolution. Their experiences can guide future peace efforts and highlight the importance of local voices in global discussions. The role of international organizations in mediating conflicts has become more prominent. Their involvement can help facilitate dialogue and create frameworks for peace in regions impacted by warfare. Environmental impacts of warfare are becoming increasingly significant. The destruction caused by conflicts often leads to long-term ecological consequences, prompting discussions about sustainable practices in military operations. Globalization has intertwined nations' fates, making warfare's effects reach far beyond borders. This interconnectedness requires collaborative efforts to address the challenges posed by conflict. As the journey through the evolution of warfare continues, the importance of understanding historical context and the interplay of technology and humanity cannot be overstated. Each era shapes not only the battlefield, but also our shared future.